So in today's lesson, we're going to learn how to multiply fractions and mixed numbers. So just to be clear, a fraction is 1 over 2, or like 3 over 4, or 8 over 9, right? These are all fractions. A mixed number, I want you guys to know the difference. A mixed number is a mix of two different types of numbers. So for example, the number 2 is a whole number, and this 1/2 is a fraction. And if you put it together, you get 2 and 1/2. That is a mixed number because you're mixing a fraction with a whole number. So we're going to go over how to solve like what is 1/2 of 2/5. Just know one thing, right? The word of always means multiplication. So we're going to do 1/2 times 2 over 5. First, I'm going to show it to you visually with this bar model, but then I want to show you how to do it more conceptually. 1/2 of 2/5. Notice how this is 1, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this right here represents 2/5. So it represents this fraction. All you're doing is taking half of it. So if you have 2 of these, half of it, tell me if this makes sense, is just 1. So 2 of them, half of it is just 1. And your answer as a visual would be 1 filled in, and then you would have the 5 total. And your answer would be 1 over 5. So that's how you do it with a visual. I know most of you are probably like, oh, what is he talking about? So I just want to go over it one time with the visual, but I'll show it to you more just with the actual fractions. So 1/2 times 2/5. The good news is you don't need to worry about having same denominators. All you need to do is multiply. So you do 1 times 2, right? Top number times top number, numerator times numerator, and 1 times 2 is 2. Then you multiply in the bottom. Again, you don't care about common denominators when you multiply. There's always less rules when you multiply. So here I'm just going to do 2 times 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. Please don't forget to use your basic rules to reduce. You check 2, 3, and 5. That usually works 90% of the time. Well, can 2 go into both numbers? Yes, they're both even. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And I'm done. That's all there is to multiplying. So this won't be a hard lesson. I am going to just add one extra step though. To me, I like this a lot, and I'd rather you guys do it the second way than the first way. However, if the first way makes sense to you, do it that way. Another way of multiplying is you can simplify before you multiply. And this is what I mean. Before I multiply, I'm going to see if I can reduce 1/2 first. I look at 1/2, I can't, done. Then I'm going to see if I can reduce 2/5, right? Once again, I'm looking at it vertically. Can I reduce 2 over 5? Do they have anything in common to simplify? In this case, no. Then you're going to go diagonal. Can I reduce 1 over 5? Imagine this was 1 over 5, right? The 1's on top, the 5's on the bottom. Can you reduce 1 over 5? And the answer is still no. But now look at this last option. Can I reduce 2 over 2? So if you had a fraction that was 2 over 2, right? Couldn't 2 go into both numbers? 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. I'm going to use this logic, but I'm going to apply it to the actual problem. Because I have a number on the bottom that has a common factor with a number on top, I can reduce it. So I'm going to take this 2 out of 2 and reduce it. 2 goes into both numbers once. So 2 goes into 2 once. I write the answer, not what I'm dividing by, but I write the answer. 2 goes into 2 once, I write it down. Now I can multiply. 1 times 1. Look, I jump over and I get 1. 1 times 5. I jump over and I get 5. This is called simplifying before you multiply. If you simplify correctly, you never need to worry about reducing afterwards. The answer will already be reduced. And the best part is you're dealing with smaller numbers instead of bigger numbers. So if it was up to me, I'd rather do the second way than the first way. Now, this is just a little check off. Once again, you do not need the same denominators anymore, right? You always want to simplify before you multiply. I told you that you have an option there. I highly recommend simplifying before you multiply. And then, of course, you multiply the numerators and then the denominators. Top number with top number, bottom number with bottom number. Okay, so we'll just do these two. So again here, right, I check to see if I can reduce first. Can I reduce 1 over 2? No. Can I reduce 1 over 3? No. Can I reduce 1 over 2? No. Can I reduce 1 over 3? No. Because here I couldn't reduce at all, I just multiply and I'm done. If you can't reduce here, you don't need to worry about reducing here. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. My answer is 1 over 6. Again, first check if you can reduce. 3 over 5, can you reduce it? No. 1/2, can you reduce it? No. 1/5, can you reduce it? No. 3 over 2, can I reduce it? No. So just multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. And because you couldn't reduce here, you don't need to worry about reducing here. Here, if you're given a whole number, you want to convert it to a fraction. But it's very easy. The way you convert a whole number to a fraction is you just put it over 1. Because think about it. 2 over 1 means 2 divided by 1, which is still 2. You didn't really change the value of it. You just made it look like a fraction. So it becomes 2 over 1 times 3 over 4. Again, same exact rules. Can you reduce 2 over 1? No. Can you reduce 3 over 4? No. Can you reduce 3 over 1? No. Can you reduce 2 over 4? Yes. Right? In your head, you got to think of it like this. It's 2 over 4. And what can go into 2 and 4? 2 can, because they're both even. So I'm going to divide both by 2. I cross out the 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Notice how I'm writing down the answer. I'm not writing down what I'm dividing by, I'm writing down the answer. And now I can multiply and not worry about reducing afterwards. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. You're allowed to leave it as an improper fraction. But if you want to convert it to a mixed number, that's also okay. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, again, I know it's improper because the bigger number is on top. I just do the house technique. So 3 over 2, I put the 3 in here. The only thing is, this time you do not add the decimal, right? I put a decimal just to let you know that you do not add it. Instead, you just divide without the decimal. 2 goes into 3 one time, and I stop here. I don't add zeros, I don't keep dividing, I stop. I put my fraction bar next to it. The remainder is my numerator. So that 1 goes on top. My original denominator goes on the bottom. And my mixed number is 1 and 1/2. So try the other ones on your own. I'll check it off. I just want to do one more with you. So you can either pause the video until you get to this problem, or you can just skip ahead and do this problem now with me. So this is the last one I need to go over for this lesson. So this is called a mixed number. Again, it's a mixture of a whole number and a fraction. I said this before, but I'll say it again. You cannot multiply a mixed number. You must convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. So we have to go around the clock whenever we have a mixed number. Again, it's called going around the clock because you're going clockwise. You're going to multiply your denominator with your whole number. 9 times 8 is 72. And then you're going to add the numerator. And you get 76. So it's 76 over your original denominator, which would be 9. And you bring down the 1 over 4. From here, you simplify first, right? Can you reduce 1 over 4? No. Can you reduce 76 over 9? No. And just in case, if you don't know why, because 3 can go into 9. But if you use the 3 rule for 76, the 3 rule does not work. 7 plus 6 is 13, so you cannot reduce this. You cannot reduce 1 over 9. Yet you can reduce 4 over 76. I highly recommend doing that first. So you know that 4 goes into 4 one time, and you got to figure out how many times can 4 go into 76. So 4 goes into 7 one time. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So you cross out the 76 and you put a 19. If you didn't know that 4 can go into 76, you could have divided both by 2 and then divided both by 2 again, just to let you know that. And 1 times 19 is 19, and 1 times 9 is 9. Again, you're allowed to leave it like this, or you can convert it to a mixed number, and that's by doing the house technique without the decimal. 9 goes into 19, right, 2 times. That'll get you 18. You stop after you run out of numbers. Do not add zeros if you're going to convert it to a mixed number. Instead, you stop. Add the fraction bar. This goes on top as the numerator, and your original denominator goes on the bottom. And your answer is 2 and 1 over 9. Either one I will accept. Understand though, you still need to be able to reduce. I just don't care if it's improper or if it's a mixed number. I'll accept either one. Now go ahead and finish the rest of this and then call me over to check it.